membership. So, as we sit here, we have the numbers, we have the members, real figures. Indeed, we are going to ask for representation.
And when is that going to be?
We are in the process of, we have already sensitized the government, the ministry, that it considers our request, because we can only do it through the ministry, the parent ministry in this case. And so we are at an advanced stage where we have placed our request, and the ministry is looking at...
Since we are one country, it means court must go so that you can get going.
No. ILO allows the membership of
it does
different
unions,
representative unions from one country.
And the fact of the matter is, we are launching the Labour Center tomorrow, to sensitize everyone, and various guests are invited, including even ILO representation. And this message is already out there. It's a matter of making it very formal and very strong. And as a matter of fact, at the moment, with the establishment of our Labour Center, of course the history why we were isolated, we wouldn't want to get into that. Now that we are organized and we are legally constituted, the fact of the matter is the membership under PUSETU is almost 10 times out of quota. And we've asked the Ministry of Labour to lay bare the registers of membership of both Labour centers, because the fact of the matter is KOTU, the membership is 160,000. It doesn't exist that. And simple mathematics, if the income is ranging around 16 million at the rate of 100 shillings per member, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to do backward calculation and land at 160,000. But then look at PUSETU membership. KNUT alone is almost...
The projected membership is going to be how many?
Yes, so cumulative membership is close to 700,000.
Right.
But we've asked the Ministry of Labour do this. We want to be factual, proceed and assemble this. And as to the accusation that we are government projects, that is a very
But okay, fine, that's okay. But they just explain this dimension. Why is the government keen to cooperate with you? I think that your launch
the government has been cooperating more.
I think your launch tomorrow is going to be graced by cabinet secretaries, if I'm not wrong. You seem to be, well, you're fought, as Charles has just said. But on the other hand, again,
now we are fought.
Very good
this is a
on this particular matter. Why is the government interested?
There is what we call sound industrial relationship and social dialogue, which any reasonable trade union must engage in. You have seen all the time when we have industrial disputes with our employers, the universities, the TSC, eventually it ends at the Ministry of Labour. That is a neutral arbiter, a neutral institution created by the Constitution and by the government for the workers. And for a long time, we did not complain when KOTU was running the show at the Ministry of Labour, when KOTU was running the show inside government corridors. We've only organized ourselves and have said, yes, we must utilize the available institution to advance our interest. And we have been dealing with our issues at the Ministry of Labour constitutionally. We've not gone to an office of a political party. We've gone to the Ministry of Labour and we are determined to utilize the Ministry of Labour to advance the interest of our Labour Center and our respective trade unions.
I mean, when the two unions, teacher unions, I mean, Dr. Charles there is the secretary of KUSU.
Yes.
Kenya University is a staff union.
Yes.
You as Secretary General of TSC, or rather not, sorry. But two of you together obviously takes away the focus from, as you said, the numbers outweigh KOTUs. Why not just bring KOTU together and say, let's discuss?
We are not opposed. We are not opposed to that, and KOTU have not approached us. They've not even bothered. The fact is, yes, even during historical fact, during the writing of the Constitution, we all sat in the labor movement and we said, yes, let us allow KOTU to sit in the constitutional review in the spirit of solidarity.
Yes.
But thereafter, when it came to nominating representation to SRC, they did not consult us. And we can tell you, the representation of the workers at SRC has never even had a meeting with us. So in such a situation where we are isolated, we cannot go to them. We can only organize ourselves. And we are sure if they thought that they're more organized, and they needed to really work with us, it is them who should have approached us. And if that was done, we wouldn't be here today.
There are some trade unions which are not affiliated to you, which are in public service. So for instance, people working at airports. Are there certain unions you are targeting? Include, and which are they?
Thank you. I wouldn't say we are targeting Mutegi, but a number of them have actually shown interest. They have forwarded their applications. The airport workers union is one of them. We also have the electrical and allied workers, guys who are working in Kenya Power, KenGen, and so on and so forth. They have shown interest. And for us, we are saying, since the Constitution allows any member to feel free to join or even form his or her own union, we are saying, as long as their applications meets the threshold set by PUSETU K, as my brother Sosion has put it, we'll be welcoming.
A question, some questions coming in.
In addition to that, there are new unions being registered, because organization of workers is a continuous process. Those unions being granted registration at the registrar of trade unions are passing over to our offices and putting in application, and we'll consider in accordance with our constitution. And we are very strict, would like orderly and organized and properly organized unions to
one of those properly organized strong unions is called CUPET. Is it welcome to PUSETU?
It is welcome. It is indeed welcome as we progress with the merger.
Yes,
it is welcome.
In fact,
there is no merger.
Yes, in fact,
the teachers are merging. That's the reality. Whether we merge directly or indirectly.
I want to just add something on that. Maybe the public may not be knowing. At the time when the idea of PUSETU was mooted, and finally the application for its registration forwarded to the government, CUPET was one of the founder members.
And in fact, the current treasurer is a CUPET member.
Right?
Yeah.
So
So if you went to the registrar's extract, you will find CUPET represented. CUPET represents teachers. Teachers are public servants.
Yeah. Yes. A couple of questions coming directly to Sosion. I think since they have seen you here, your teachers are now throwing questions at you away from PUSETU. But one asks, can non-teaching staff of high schools join KNUT?
Currently, the Constitution does not permit. But with our new experience of what happens in the rest of the world, we will be able to review that in the process of time, because at the moment we have amended our constitution and we have admitted ECD teachers. So from now henceforth, ECD teachers will be part and parcel of KNUT. And as we progress to organize and strengthen the programs of the union, based on the South African experience, which organizes school workers, there is nothing fatal if we move toward that direction in the near future.
Some people are asking about the employment of ECD teachers. There seems to be a lot of corruption going on.
There's a lot of corruption because the wrong people are doing it. It's being done outside the Constitution. The Constitution is clear. It's a mandate of Teacher Service Commission, and Teacher Service Commission is an independent and constitutional commission with a mandate to do that, to hire teachers and register teachers and deploy them to public schools. But the thinking of the county government that TSC only serves the national government is a mistake. Teacher Service Commission offers services to the national government and even to the county governments and even outside Kenya. Teacher Service Commission outsources teachers to other countries. So our constitution is clear, and we think what the governors are doing is more political and dangerous, because number one, they're hiring teachers who are not yet registered and deploying them to schools, whereas the constitution in the TSC Act section 23 is clear that you cannot teach in any school, whether public or private, unless you are registered. So number one, the governors are violating the law, and we hear they are only employing politically correct. They're employing their allies. which is a dangerous trend. And this, we have taken a firm position. We had a meeting with TSC last week, and we agreed they should be able to commence proper registration of these teachers, and also to direct all other schools, whether private or public, to ensure that they only use services of registered teachers with effect from 1st of July. And further, we are urging the government to set aside sufficient funds to allow Teacher Service Commission to do this work. And the governor should know that the money they are using to hire these teachers is public money. It's from the exchequer. Right. And it has not been advised by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission.
Okay.
The terms are not negotiated. So they should cease doing that. They should cease performing functions of other arms of government.
But KNUT has not come out strongly to advise on this matter. I mean, they already have been doing that.
Done it very clearly.
Have they done it in defiance of your own advice?
Yes, they've done it in defiance.
Okay.
In absolute defiance.
A final one about your sector of representation. Somebody says no results from analysis of promotions that were done. How long will it take?
Well, that has been a very common question. Of course, you know, we almost went into an industrial dispute, an industrial action with the government in February, but we engaged in meaningful dialogue, and we agreed in principle, and we signed a joint communique that the schemes of service and promotion of teachers shall continue to operate. Okay. And for the new qualifications, we agreed to go through a verification process, which we cleared last Tuesday. We had a very good policy meeting with the Teacher Service Commission last Tuesday, and we are through with consultations on verifications. And the next level is for the Teacher Service Commission now to engage government for funding so that these teachers will be promoted. I would like to assure the teachers who are affected and who have new qualifications and who submitted and who merit that they will be duly promoted by the Teacher Service Commission. Okay. That is as per our meeting.
Let me go to Dr. Mukhwaya. Yes, WASU and KUSA, Kenya University Staff Union, got its money. Are we going to court to apologize?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, we want to thank the public. We want to thank our members. We want to thank the government. The strike that just ended a couple of days ago, pitting the university workers against the university councils, it was that short. It was not against the government, as it were. And we have not gotten the money yet, because we did agree after very, very fruitful discussions, consultations with the universities under the guidance of the government, the neutral arbiter, the Ministry of Labor, and the economists in the ministry. We were able to agree that the universities, since they had misused the funds, should be given a little time to organize the same. Because once you have taken money and you have spent it on something else, it's only fair that you're given time to look for that money and bring it back. And so money is expected not later than May 30th, 2014. For the court did indicate, and the court I think was right, that yes, the parties agreed outside the court to a ceasefire. The only thing the court was then saying was that fine, it accepts the return to work formula, but during the strike, we as union members and leadership, we depicted the court as being party to the dispute, which it wasn't, because the court was an arbiter in this case. And so we said, fine, to the court, we are sorry for that, for making you appear as if you are a party to the dispute that we had. And so we are home and dry. We are expecting that before 30th May, money will be in the pockets of those members.
You apologize to the court, how? By appearing there or through lawyers or how?
The court, I think Justice Monica, I forget had said that they come for register the consent. They should come and show honor to the court, because you guys had accused the court of being used by the universities to frustrate their demands.
Yes.
And so
the court actually gave an order through our lawyers, so our lawyers then went on our behalf.
So that is sorted out.
Things
are going well, the universities, nothing, no dispute.
That's why our students are back in the classrooms. We are teaching them. There's no problem.
So what happened to the money the universities you had alleged the vice chancellors had misappropriated?
At the moment, they are bringing back that money to a central account. Everybody is bringing back the money that he misused, he misapplied, he misappropriated. And it will be from that particular central account that the ministry or the government will reroute that money to the respective universities. Because what we came to learn through that struggle was that some of our universities got money that they did not deserve. Others got more than they deserved. Others got less than they deserved. But nonetheless, all of them misused. So it was that let this money be brought back. Then it will be the government to say, now you had gotten less, get that money and pay your staff. You had gotten more, bring that money here so that we give together.
I don't know whether you can answer this, but why are the university getting the money from?
That's a good question. Though it should have been directed to the universities. Yeah, but I'll attempt to
I think there are parallel programs and all manner of fees that are being paid.
Honestly, if you have been given to go and spend on a specific purpose, to go and buy this cup, and you choose not to buy that cup and you do something else, the person who sent you to buy that cup will come and ask you, where is my cup? The moment you are found not to have bought it, where is my cup? Where are you going to get that money? It's none of our business.
Okay, all right, gentlemen, we must come to the end of this. But the final thing to ask is, tomorrow you're launching the Labor Center. I don't know the location. And then what next? And the worry is, how different are you going to be from KUTU? What measures are you taking to make sure that you don't fall in the same trap or the same failures that you're accusing KUTU of?
Thank you, David.
In a nutshell.
Thank you. Tomorrow, we will be having the launch of PUSETU Kenya at the KICC. We will begin our procession from the Bomb Blast Memorial Park, sneak our way through, I think, the Heslasi into Mfangano Street to go to the head office of PUSETU K, which are currently located at the Nat House on Mfangano Street, where, of course, the offices will be officially opened, the visitors book signed by the chief guest, and then from there, led by the Kenya Prisons Band, we will be led through the streets, Ronald Ngala, Moi Avenue, all the way to KICC. We will be there. And once the launch has been officially done, the center will hit the road running. Then the question that you asked, what next? There are many things that we'd like to do. First and foremost, in our view, we are thinking that we must do things differently from what KUTU or our frontrunners have been doing. We are looking at the government, because majorly it is the employer. The respective employers that we have are mere agents of the government, TSC, universities, and so on and so forth. We would like to partner with the government in a number of ways. First, where is it that we can be able to proffer? We want to proffer very plausible and well-researched solutions to the challenges that are making our economy not grow and be able to accommodate workers. Because as we sit here, there's the talk in the public about public wage bill and so on and so forth. It has been made to look like a leviathan. It is not. The wage bill is not. Because the salaries that public servants earn is so little. But there are problems that we think as PUSETU K, and we strongly believe we can be able to have solutions by sitting down with the government and sharing with them. How do we do ABC? So one of the things that we like to do is partnership. Not just with the government, employers also.
Yeah. Okay.
We would like to look at employers and say, yes, how best can we enhance strong industrial relations? Right. Because you've seen, we as unions have been all over the streets.
Okay.
KNUT is up. Universities are up all over the place.
Okay.
And that brings a lot of confusion and even instability in terms of security of the country.
Okay.
Yes. So how best can we bring all these things together instead of going that particular route?
Of strikes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, finally, I'll give you, Association, 2 minutes. You know, you are the grandfather of strikes, and in this country. But that's not, because this seems to be a solution to those recurrent strikes, if somebody watching in from outside would conclude. But as you give us which I just wanted to address one thing before we close down. A lot of teachers are saying, what happened to the retirees? What is the fate of the retirees? They've gone to court, no money to them. What is your word to them as we wind up? Just a minute.
Yeah, I think as we wind up, I would wish to say, as a labor movement, we have been in the scene for 57 years. In fact, older than any non-trade union in this country. And we are proud to see sanity and opportunities of sensible industrial relations in this country. And so as we establish ourselves under PUSETU, we want to promise our respective affiliates that we will endeavor to ensure that the affiliate unions get more organized and the members drive the union. No, we would like to have a situation where all the unions are members driven, decisions are members driven, unlike the current situation where the power and organization is centralized on an individual. And as for the retirees,
yes,
this has been a very contentious issue. We contested it through strikes, it was contested through courts, government appealed severally and lost. And we have had meetings in the past between Treasury, the Attorney General's office, the Director of Pension and the Teacher Service Commission to ascertain the number of teachers who deserve to benefit and also to ascertain the amount. And for about the last 3 financial years, the Treasury has set aside money for the same. And there has been a serious challenge of legal technicality, which the Attorney General's office has been dragging their feet. But now we are happy. Teacher Service Commission are processing the final figures for them, and we believe the Director of Pension should be able to release the money to the beneficiaries. Okay. Even those who have passed on, their families stand to benefit. So would like to assure the affected teachers that we are negotiating and consulting, because for the last 3 financial years we are convinced money has always been set aside, which has totaled close to 6 billion. It isn't sufficient, but we would like the government to move in and pay the first beneficiaries. Then we shall sort out issues and matters arising from the same.
Okay.
Makali, as you know,
yes,
NAT will never allow any benefit to be taken away.
I can trust you on that one. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen, for coming, for joining us this morning. NAT Secretary General and also committee member of PUSETU, board member of PUSETU, and Secretary General of Kenya University Staff Union, Dr. Charles Mukhwaya, and also Secretary General of PUSETU, for the enlightening discussion this morning about your union, which is drawing a lot of controversy. I'm sure that people can now choose whether to belong to KOTU or to belong to PUSETU. The workers, it's your choice. Thank you very much for watching. Keep watching Power Breakfast.